Hello, Dog Nation. I'm Brandon Adams. Welcome into National Championship Monday and our Kroger Kickoff Part 1. I am live, as you can see, just outside Lucas Oil Stadium, where tonight at 8 o'clock, Georgia and Alabama will take on each other, and the conditions nice and warm and toasty inside there, very different than we have outside right now. The current temperature in Indianapolis is about 28 degrees. It's expected to get down to about 8 degrees before the night is done, so it is freezing cold already and going to be getting even colder as the night rolls on. But as cold as it is, there's still plenty of Georgia fans who have been out and about all day long having a good time. A lot of them doing that with the tailgating of the indoor variety. A lot of Georgia fans having a good time, getting ready for the game. Good to see Dog fans here having fun and enjoying themselves. A lot of bars, a lot of restaurants, a lot of hotel lobbies. That's kind of the place where the tailgating is taking place. I'm actually in a parking lot just outside the stadium right now, and you just heard a couple of Georgia fans walk by a moment ago, but very few folks really outside this stadium right now. There's an RV area on the other side of the stadium where a couple folks have been hanging out, but for the most part, the tailgating today is of kind of the indoor variety as folks get ready for Georgia and Alabama. You've probably seen a lot of the videos, the calling of the dogs from the steakhouses and the various bars that Georgia fans have been at. It has clearly been quite a showing from UGA fans here over the course of the last couple of days. Certainly last night, probably most prominently of all. Obviously feeling very good and very excited with the chance to get some revenge against Alabama for not just this past year's SEC championship game, but unfortunately a number of years worth of heartbreak and disappointment. But tonight, Georgia has a chance to correct that and get its national championship, obviously, as has been well chronicled, the first in more than 40 years. So there is a lot of both short-term and long-term history at stake as Georgia takes on Alabama right here in Indianapolis. One of the things I can tell you is that while the destination here in Indy is not quite what it was like certainly in Miami a week ago in terms of the destination city and all the fun things to do and the warm weather to enjoy. You saw me, remember, last week wearing Hawaiian shirts. I'm, wearing my college football playoff scarf, my Georgia toboggan right now, my overcoat, because that's how cold it is, certainly outside this stadium. But while you don't quite have that same level of energy in terms of the weather and the locale, one of the things I would say that Indianapolis has done a really good job of this week, though, is creating a big game feel because it's a compact downtown. The hotels are all very close together. The downtown's very close to the stadium. I walked from my hotel to the stadium today. Most folks who are getting around this week are mostly walking because that's how the downtown is kind of configured here. And with everyone kind of jammed into a very compact downtown area, and frankly with there not to be quite as much to do and not as much folks spread around going to the beach or casinos or things like that, I think one of the things that the destination has served to do is really shine the spotlight on the game. Indianapolis has done a great job of really just absolutely wallpapering the entire city with the college football playoff logo like the one that you see behind me right now. That is literally everywhere, including on the hotel where I'm staying, which is just over here to my left, about 100 feet tall. I mean, you cannot escape that college football playoff logo. So certainly Indianapolis has done a good job of kind of transforming this into the host city for this game. But also, I think the cold weather and the fact that folks are kind of pinned in a little bit this week has also created a scenario where there's just a lot more talk about the game. Georgia fans with each other, Georgia fans with Alabama fans, and, obviously the entire attention for the entire week or the weekend when folks have been here has certainly been turned towards the game. And so I would say that being here in Indianapolis, while they may not get the box checked for weather and some of the things like that, they have certainly done a good job of making this certainly have a big game feel. No doubt last night into the early morning hours and obviously throughout the day today, when you go around here, you almost get that heavyweight fight type, buzz where everybody's obviously ready to see what's going to transpire coming up at 8 p.m. between Georgia and Alabama. We'll have another edition of our Kroger Kickoff coming up inside the stadium here in a few moments. Hope to be able to show you the Georgia team when it arrives. Had a chance to hear from John Stinchcomb this morning on Dog Nation Daily about his eyewitness account of seeing some of those players throughout the weekend at the team hotel where John has been staying, and John shared some information with us on that. We'll get a chance to see them with our own eyes here coming up in just a little bit and kind of find out exactly how they look as they go in for, one way or another, the final game here of the 2021 season here in this Monday in early January 2022 as Georgia gets ready to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide for the national championship. I'll remind you as I pull up a couple of comments here that our Kroger Kickoff is presented by Kroger, and make sure you check out Kroger Boost for a great new membership opportunity for Kroger. I'm talking about a chance to get twice the fuel points, great incentives all the way around, big savings, and it only costs as little as $59 a year to take advantage of that. So Kroger.com/boost for a lot more on that. It's Kroger.com/boost for a lot more on that. All right, so let's get it going here. Wyatt Fielding says, how cold is it there? About 28 degrees right now is the overall temperature, and it's going to be getting lower than that. It's also very windy right now. For a southern boy like myself, this is about as cold as I need for it to be. That is for sure. Texas Dog says it's not going to be a long show. He's not going to be able to talk. Yeah, it's almost like, you know, in the Christmas Vacation when Clark Griswold is out there and they're looking at the tree, they're going to have to dig out of the ground because they didn't bring a saw, and his tongue kind of gets stuck together. That's kind of about the way I feel right now, where it's very difficult to. I don't feel my lips. I don't feel my tongue. It's very difficult to move my mouth right now. So we're not going to do this for very long outside here. But I did want to give you a little bit of a taste of what it's like outside the stadium, and obviously indoors. The team itself will feel the weather a little bit when they step out of the hotel to step into the bus. But as they get into the bus, they'll essentially drive right into the stadium. So in terms of the how cold it is, it's obviously a great impact on the fans and what they're doing all weekend long. You have to kind of make plans around the weather for that. But for the team itself, it should not be much of an impact, just simply on the basis of the fact that they won't experience the outside conditions very much. Dustin Harper says, hunker down one more time, giving you that great line from the legendary Larry Munson. And I would agree with you on that. We are looking forward to a good one. And certainly Larry Munson and his great words are certainly having a good time. Jimmy Miller, by the way, in our Facebook comment section. Yeah, so St. Elmo's is a famous steakhouse in Indianapolis, and one of the viral videos that came out last night was the Georgia fan in there calling the dogs at St. Elmo's. Got the police called on him. Police showed up. My understanding is the man was not arrested, but he was questioned by police for why he was acting so rowdy. Clearly the Midwestern values of the Big Ten country here, I don't know they quite know what to think about Georgia fans nor Alabama fans, but certainly in very large numbers, Georgia fans are here, and they are really showing out in a big way. And St. Elmo's is certainly an example of that, almost reminiscent of being in Chicago for the Notre Dame game back in 2017 when we were at Gibson's and some of those well-known steakhouses there, and folks are spending several $100s on a meal. And very fancy restaurant, but in there having a great time and really living it up. So for sure. All right, so very, very cold, and we're kind of giving you a. Tony Henry says, I can't feel my face when I'm with you. Yeah, the song, that's about what it kind of sounds like, what it kind of feels like here. That is about right. Kentralis Wilson talking about slow cooking an elephant tonight. That's a good thing to think about. Frank DiCarlo Jr., we appreciate you checking in there as well. So, yeah, it's very cold on the outside here. Going to get even colder before the night's done. But listen, if all goes according to plan, you won't have to worry about that at all with those Georgia fans. They are going to be celebrating in a very big way. Indoors, outdoors, warm, cold, it will not matter. But obviously there is 60 big minutes of football to come. So we're going to sign off from outside the stadium right now. The next time I check in with you, I'll be inside the stadium, and it won't be nearly as cold in there as it is right here. So wherever you are, get close with family and friends here today. Let's make it a great time. Great game-watching parties, Dog Nation coming together, uniting around the idea that the time to win a national championship is right now. So happy National Championship Monday to all of you. Hope you're getting ready to enjoy it. We will check in back here with you from inside the stadium coming up in just a few minutes' time. This has been part one of our Kroger Kickoff here on the Dog Nation video channels.